The world is fascinated on the eclipse that will happen on April 8. But there are some more fascinating events surrounding this phenomenon. What will NASA do on April 8? And something will emerge on April 8 that we haven't seen since 1803. Kindly like and share this timely video to all. First, here's the latest news. CERN is an international body of scientists that have developed the Hadron Collider in history. It is a 17-meter, 300 feet underground tube that's designed to put particles in opposite directions, going at 7 miles an hour under the speed of light, and then collide them. They want to find the God particle. You see, friends, evolution is dead. Scientists at the highest level now know that there is a spiritual realm, that there is another dimension beyond ours, as they believe. And they're trying to tap into it. And in that process, there's a lot of danger that has been speculated around this particle instrument that has the potential of creating miniature black holes. CERN is about to start up the Hadron Collider on April 8, on the day of the biggest solar eclipse in American history, where millions of people are flying from around the world. Why did they choose April 8? I have no idea, but there's something very odd about CERN. You see, the logo of the CERN, they say, it's just the Hadron Collider going into circles. But to me, this looks really eerie, like a solar eclipse that is happening right in front of you. And if you take these symbols and you just unmix them and take them apart, it looks like 3 sixes, 666, put together in one logo. And right at the outside of the door of CERN, you have the statue of Shiva, the goddess of destruction and rebirth. So her job, symbolically, is to destroy and then create. So Shiva is doing a dance with fire, validating that Shiva is the perfect representation of what CERN is doing. NASA on April 8 is going to be launching 3 rockets into the solar eclipse for all kinds of research purposes, which is fine. But why in the world they have to name this mission after an Egyptian god called Apep, which is the nemesis of Ra, the sun god? This is the god of destruction and chaos and darkness. So they named this mission after the god of darkness that swallows up Ra, the solar god. Fascinating. All of these are happening at one time. We got the Devil's Comet showing up on April 8. First time in 71 years. You can go outside right now on the horizon if you live in the United States and look towards the west, towards the setting sun, and you will be able to see the last time we had a comet with 2 solar eclipses that form an X on the United States.
Major stellar events coming up this year, not just the total eclipse here in America, but there's another light show you may not have heard about. For the first time in 80 years, a star system located 3,000 light years from Earth will be visible to the human eye. Yeah, it's expected to happen at some point between now.
The researchers here feel that they're within reach of finding new particles that really make the universe tick. One more heave, they say, and they could make one of the biggest breakthroughs of all time. Palab Ghosh, BBC News, CERN.
Talk up more fun, guys, for the sky watchers at home. A lot to look forward to in the spring. We're going to see the total solar eclipse on April 8th. Exciting. But there's a comet that's already close enough to Earth. We're going to see it leave a trail in the night sky.
Astronomers have been watching the Devil Comet, that's what they call it, all month because of a series of flare-ups, but a direct flyby is set to happen somewhere between April 21st and 24th.
NASA says they think we could even see this comet with the naked eye during next month's eclipse. The reason it's called a Devil Comet, you guys may have remembered this last year, is because the trail of gas and ice that it left behind during a flare-up last year actually looked like devil horns. It split, and so it caused these 2 devil horns. You can kind of see it there. This particular comet only comes into full view once every 71 years. It is a once-in-a-lifetime event.
Scientists dubbed it as the Devil's Comet Mount Everest, mountain on the crest of the great Himalayas of Southern Asia that lies on the border between Nepal and Tibet, autonomous region of China, reaching an elevation of 29,000 feet. Mount Everest is the highest mountain in the world. As of 2017, more than 7,000 people have reached the top of the mountain and nearly 300 have perished in the attempt. Like other high peaks in the region, Mount Everest has long been revered by local peoples. Its most common Tibetan name, Chomolungma, means goddess or mother of the world. NASA is saying that the Devil Comet is 3 times the size of Mount Everest and is headed right to the Earth at a terrifying speed of 40,000 miles per hour. When viewed through a telescope has caused nightmares, netizen says that it is seen exploded with ice and dust and is continuing to intensify as it approaches Earth. Since we are seeing Egyptian gods in connection on the same day, April 8, but on 1904, Aleister Crowley, one of the most satanic occult leaders of all time, in the early 1900s said that he was contacted by a god of Egypt named Horus, which just so happens to be the sun god of Egypt. And Horus gave him very specific instructions that he told him to write down in what's called the Book of the Law, Liberal Villeris. Horus has a book of the law, while God also have the Bible. If you keep the 10 commandments of God, you will be blessed. Can I ask something right now, friend? Do you live under the will of God? Because if you let your own mind, will, and emotions rule over you, then you are not keeping the law of God, but rather keeping the law of Satan. Because the Bible is about total surrender to Jesus Christ. Within a few days of April 8, we don't know exactly what day they're going to come out of the ground, but for the first time, 2 breeds of cicadas are coming out of the ground by the billions. Billions are coming and they are very hungry. This is happening to everyone as the United States is about to be infested by scary looking bugs and they are multiplying into the trillions. Scientists were terrified and called this a possible bug apocalypse. These bugs that have been brewing beneath our feet for 12 to 17 years will come out when it hits a perfect 64 degrees and they'll be very, very hungry. Researchers believe over 1 trillion cicadas are about to infest and cover the United States, and the damage are unavoidable. The Smithsonian Magazine compares just the sound they'll make during mating to be the same decibel level as a chainsaw passing by for possible weeks. And because of the large volume of cicadas, it can be deadly to trees during their egg-laying process and either be severely weakened and damaged beyond repair. It is reported that this rare occurrence hasn't happened in over 221 years. NBCnews.com says billions of cicadas will emerge in the US this year in a double brood event. These cicadas are coming out of the ground, and the last time that mankind saw this was 1803. When Jesus returns, the wicked will run to the rocks because of fear of the presence of the Lamb. These fascinating signs must wake us up somehow that Jesus is coming soon, and that this is high time to wake out of sleep, for now our salvation is nearer than when we first believed. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Therefore let us cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light. Kindly type in the comment section, I will shine for Christ. Thank you, dear friends. Signs of the times are here, friends. May we continue to share truth in Bible prophecy.